There was a time in my life when I did not want to take Christianity seriously. I was raised in the Methodist Church, but I was super bored with it. I thought it was a religion that was just holding people back from logic, from reasoning, from having a worldview that was rooted in like critical thinking. Then I realized that Jesus Christ actually has a historical foundation. The earliest sources on Christianity include Paul, who was originally an enemy of Christ, proclaiming that Christ had risen from the grave. Now, plenty of people will believe that Christianity is just like a made-up legend. People were just writing these legends and they developed over time. But the origin of Christianity, if you study it, was already proclaiming Jesus Christ as being the source of our salvation, being the Messiah, being risen from the grave. This is why one of the minimal facts, basically a list of facts that virtually every scholar, whether they believe in the resurrection or not, agrees about, is that the disciples of Jesus and even enemies of Christ ended up believing that they had seen Christ risen from the grave. This includes James and Jude, the brothers of Christ. They ended up being prominent leaders in the early church in the first century, proclaiming that Christ had risen from the grave. There's also corroborating evidences from Jewish and Gentile sources. Now, what do these sources say about Jesus? They affirm that he was crucified under Pontius Pilate. That's why that is another one of the minimal facts that is not arguable in, scholarship. They also call him a sorcerer. So what I'm getting at here is precisely what Gary Habermas proposes. Study the origin of Christianity and you'll see there's no reason to reject the resurrection of Christ. The only reason that people reject it is usually based off of a presupposition. It's not a lack of historical evidence, and it's not any contrary historical evidence. It's always a presupposition that because this miracle, this resurrection cannot occur, because I don't believe resurrections do occur, this must not have happened. But historically, it seems that it did. It has the most explanatory power. Stay blessed, y'all. Read the historical documentation of Christ's life and understand with assurance that because of what Jesus did, we can know that God is willing to forgive us. It's good to follow Jesus, love God, love your neighbor as yourself, apply his teachings to your life, and reach out to Jesus in prayer. Read his historical biographical works, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And stay blessed, y'all. Christ rose from the grave.